Hi everyone, thank you for joining me and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Genesis and I'm one of the trainers here at Hippo. Today's webinar topic will be on the new features that we have in our software. Looking at the agenda, I'll be starting with the estimated effort on the calendar view. I'll also be going into the batch transfer feature that we have for our parts. I will also be covering demand work order templates. At the end of today's webinar, you will be receiving the recording in your email. And you are also able to find the handout section within GoToWebinar to download the article for today's webinar. Let's begin. So now that we're logged into Hippo, let's go ahead and navigate to the calendar dashboard. So here in the dashboard, you can see to the right side of the month, we have added the total estimated effort in hours. So for the entire month, you can see that we have 158.92 hours of work planned out. And within each day, you can see how they're distributed. You can also toggle between month, week, and day. So this is useful because you can see how much work you have distributed throughout the month, week, or day. And if you'd like to reschedule, a convenient feature that we have in the calendar dashboard is dragging and dropping to a different date. So for example, we see 6.75 hours for Monday. If some of this work is to be rescheduled for a different day, we can take this 1 p.m. for elevator check monthly and drag it to another day. And that is a convenient rescheduling feature that we have in this dashboard. This information can also be pulled from the facility level. So if we navigate to Hippo Arena, now we have the estimated effort in hours for the facility level. And again, from here, we can toggle from month, week, or day. So looking at these PMs, we can show you where this information is entered. Under your facility admin menu here, we can navigate to the scheduled work orders. And here we'll have all of our existing PMs. This is also where you can create a new PM, where here, for example, let's take a look at one that we already have for AC Fix Monthly. If we navigate to the right, we'll have a field here for estimated effort in hours. So we can click into that field. And we do use the same decimal system here for hours. If it is to take 1 hour, we can put 1, half an hour, you can enter your 0.5 here, and so on. Once you have a value in that field, you can hit save, and that will commit the estimated effort in hours, and that will reflect on your calendar dashboard. So that is the estimated effort that we have released on the calendar dashboard. So now we can get into the batch transfer parts feature. This is a useful feature for those of you that store all the parts in one facility and would like to transfer them out as needed, or if you just need to transfer out multiple parts at one time. We can navigate to the facility and go to the parts grid. So currently we are within Hippo Arena. This is the parts inventory for the facility we are currently in. From here, we can transfer multiple parts from Hippo Arena to a different facility by clicking on the transfer icon here at the top right. So hovering over this button, this will now say batch transfer. If you click on that button, it'll open up a window that looks like this, where we can select which facility we would like to transfer these parts to. So from Hippo Arena, we'll transfer from Hippo Arena to Hippo Hospital. Here where it says add part, we can open up the drop-down menu, and in this menu we can search for different parts manually by scrolling through and clicking on a part, or we can type into the search field and search by part name or keyword. Once we've selected the part, we can hit add, and that'll populate it onto the list. And in this list, you'll see the entire quantity on hand. So for this we currently have 8. Another that we have, we'll search for another part here. And we'll add one more part. So this part here that we added, the 8-inch screw, we currently have a quantity of 0. So what you'll also notice in this module, if we try entering a value here, for example, we'll put 5, it'll tell you it's unable to transfer more than the quantity on hand. Since we are trying to transfer 5 and we don't have any in our inventory, it will not let us transfer this part. So we can remove that from our list, and you'll notice we can now hit save. So we'll be able to commit this transfer. Another thing that you'll notice is if you try entering a value of 10 when we only have 8 in the class. So again, it'll give you that notification that we're unable to transfer more than the quantity on hand. So we'll change these values. Once we have the correct amount that you want to transfer for each part, now you can hit save, and that will remove it from your inventory at that facility and add it into the other facility that we've transferred it to. So to show you where that went, we can navigate to Hippo Hospital, go to the parts grid here, and now we have parts for the 11-inch belt. We transferred over 5. And here we also have the clasp. The same goes from this parts list. If you do need to batch transfer or transfer more than one part at a time, we can click on the batch transfer and it will populate the same window. And that is the batch transfer feature. So next we can get into demand work order templates. And this was a highly requested feature for those of you that may need to create the same work order multiple times, such as when you're changing a light bulb. So normally you would go into the submit work order form and you'll fill this information manually by typing into the fields. Now you'll have the ability to use the work order templates. As to the right side of work order name, you do have the icon available. And in this drop-down menu here, you'll be able to find all of the work order templates, which are created at the demand work order templates grid. This can be accessed under Enterprise Admin. And below scheduled work order templates, you will have demand work order templates. Now, if you don't have this option available, you will need to contact support either by emailing support@hippocmms.com, or you can click on the conversation icon at the top right-hand side. Here you can start a new conversation with our support team and request for demand work order templates to be activated from there. Once this is enabled in your database, now you can access demand work order templates. And here we can create a new template by clicking the Add New button at the top right-hand side. Here you will see a new row populate, and we can continue to fill this form out, but it must be unique. So the name can't be the same as your existing templates. So for the one I'll be creating, I will put change the light bulb, as we do already have one for change the bulb right below. You can update the description, replace the bulb. Let's select the work category. And then to the right, this is another new feature that we added to the work order. So to the demand work order, you are now able to add tasks. Just like how we have tasks in the scheduled work orders, in the demand work order templates, we can add a preset tasks list. This will show up as a step-by-step checklist in your work order. So we can add a few tasks here. Let's go remove bulb, replace bulb, discard old bulb. And these tasks can be moved around, and you do have the delete icon available as well. And here, if you do need to upload a document to this demand work order template, once you have it uploaded into the documents grid, we can select the document that you'd like to be attached along with this template from this drop-down menu. And as always, this is a searchable field. So now we can hit save, and we'll now have the new template for change the light bulb. And I'll show you how we can use this when creating a work order. Now we can select that template, change the light bulb, and click apply. Everything that we entered into the template now gets transferred into the submit work order form. So now we'll have the name, the work category, along with the description that we'd entered. And below we will have the tasks. From here, we must continue to fill out the mandatory fields. So here we'll select the association. We can select where we want to change this light bulb. And as usual, if you would like to assign this to a resource, we can select which resource you want to assign this to from this drop-down menu. Okay, so here is the work order that we created from the template. And here are the tasks. Alternatively, we can also use the demand work order templates when approving a work order request. So for example, in the work order request grid, we do have a work order request for another light bulb change. Here, upon approving this work order request, if you would like to apply a template to this work order, we can click, select the template, and we can apply that changed light bulb template that we created previously. Now, upon hitting apply, everything does transfer into the work order. However, it will add to the template that we created. So the original description that was entered by the requester will remain within the work order form, but it will simply add what we entered into the demand work order template, which is replace the bulb. And you can continue to submit the work order here as usual. Now, before we wrap up today's webinar, there are a couple other things I would like to point out. In the overview box to the right-hand side, we have added the work order request field. So this will help you narrow down how many work order requests you have per facility in case you are approving the work order requests. And within the work order form for both demands and PMs, we have now added a copy link feature. So you can click on this copy link, and here you'll get a green notification that the link is ready to be copied. This is useful if you are wanting to paste the link in an email. That way, if the person that you're emailing it to has a login to Hippo, they can log in and they'll be brought directly to that work order and it will open on their enterprise screen. So I hope you enjoyed today's webinar. If you do have any questions, please feel free to email support@hippocmms.com. At the same time, you do have access to support and feedback. If you would like to start a new conversation with us, you can click on support or on the conversation icon above. Feel free to start a new conversation with our support team. Or if you'd like to access our Hippo Help Center, you do have all of our guide videos and articles available to you. So you will be emailed a recording of today's webinar. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.